Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to do some further coding exercises for encapsulation in Python. Here we are having a class called car. Then we are having a constructor that requires two arguments, brand and max speed. The brand is a public attribute. The max speed, however, is a private attribute. Then we are also having another private attribute that we are initializing to be 0, which is current speed. This is my constructor. Then we are having a function called accelerate, and it requires one argument called increase. Then we check if the current speed, which is the private attribute, plus the increase amount that we would like to accelerate the speed is lower than or equal the max speed of the vehicle, then we are going to assign that increase to the current speed. For example, if the current speed is 50, we would like to increase it by, like, for example, 20 kilometers per hour. And the max speed is 100 kilometers per hour. Okay. So we are going to check if 50 plus 20 is lower than or equal to 100. Here is the formula. The current speed, which is 50, for example, plus the increase amount is 20, is lower than 100 if we assume the max speed is 100. If so, add the increase amount to the current speed. If so, current speed will become 50 plus 20. So it will become 70. Okay, we are updating the current speed. And we are showing this message in the output saying that accelerating current speed, for example, 70 kilometer per hour. And if the current speed plus increase here, for example, is not lower than 100. For example, the current speed is 50 and we would like to increase it by 80. And the max speed is 100. So this formula is not correct. If this condition is not correct, we are going to fall into this else part and we are showing this message, cannot exceed max speed of, and then max speed is shown. This is the accelerate function. We are going to check, basically, to summarize, in the accelerate function to check the current speed that and the amount that we would like to increase the speed. If the addition of these two numbers is lower than the maximum speed of the vehicle, it's okay. We are going to increase the speed, and we are going to increase the value of current speed. However, if this condition is not true, we are going to say cannot exceed the max speed of, for example, 100. This is basically what the accelerate function is going to do. Then we are having another function called break. This function requires one argument, which is called decrease. And we are saying that, okay, if the current speed minus decrease is still larger than or equal to 0, and reduce that amount from the current speed. For example, if the current speed is 50 and we would like to decrease it by 20, let's say 30, and it is still larger than or equal to 0, which is true because 70 minus 30 will be 40, and 40 is actually larger than or equal to 0. Therefore, we are going to decrease that amount from the current speed. It means that we are going to have the current speed equal to 40. Okay, it was 70 and we reduced 30 amount, so it is now 40. And we are going to show this message breaking current speed, and we are going to show the updated current speed. However, if the current speed minus decrease is not larger than or equal to 0, for example, the current speed is 70 and we would like to decrease the speed by 100, and it is not larger than or equal to 0, because it will be minus 30. If this is the case, this condition is not true. Therefore, this part is true, and we are going to assign the current speed to 0 and saying that car stopped. Okay, because we cannot have a current speed of minus 30. We are going to assign it to be 0 now, and we show that car stopped. Why? Because the decrease amount was larger than the current speed. And finally, in order to know the current speed, because it's a private attribute, we see here it's a private attribute, we have a getter function called getSpeed. Basically, this function is going to return the current speed for us. So whenever this function is called, it is going to show the current speed for us in the output. Now, I would like to create an object or an instance from this class. It is called car1. It is created from car class, and we are passing 2 arguments when creating the object because we are having a constructor and we need brand and max speed. So the brand is Tesla and the max speed is 200. Okay, so brand is assigned to the self.brand, then max speed is assigned to this private attribute, and current speed is 0. So the constructor worked and assigned the assignments. Then we are calling the car1. We are calling, the accelerate function using the car1 object. Or we are saying that car1.accelerate 50. Okay. So when we call this function with number 50, we say current speed is 0 plus 50. The result will be 50. Is it lower than or equal to max speed, which is 200? Yes. So add that 50 to the current speed and show this message. Accelerating current speed is 50. This is what it is going to be shown in the output. Then we are going to show this message. We are going to call the accelerate function one more time. And we are saying that, okay, now I call the accelerate function with number 160. Okay. And when this number is called, what is shown in the output is the following. We come here, the accelerate function is called again. This 160 is the argument that is passed. So 160 plus the current speed, which we calculated from the previous call, which was 50. Now we are adding another 160. It will become 210. Is it lower than the max speed, which is 200? No, it's not. It's not lower than 200 because, let me remove these, because we calculated the current speed from the previous call, it was 50. Now we are adding 160, okay? And we are checking to see if it's lower than 200. It's not, it's 201. Therefore, this condition is not true, okay? And this else part is going to be executed saying that cannot exceed max speed, which is 200, okay? So here we should have this message again shown here, okay? Then what happens if we want to accelerate the car by 10 unit? So we call the accelerate function, the current speed is 50. We are accelerating with 10. So 60 is lower than 200. Yes, it's lower than 200. Then we are going to add that 10 to the current speed, which is 50. So the current speed will be 60 as we expect here. So it is going to be 60. Then we are going to call the break function with number 30. So our current speed is 60. We are going to call the break function. This is the break function, and we would like to decrease the speed by 30 units. We are checking current speed minus decrease, which is 60 minus 30. Is it larger than 0? Yes, it's 30. So 30 is larger than 0. So it was something like current speed is 60 minus 30 Is it larger than 0? Yes. Yes. So it is going to mention that current speed equals 60 minus 30. So current speed equals 30 now. We decreased it. And we are going to show this message breaking current speed 30. And finally, we're going to call the break function one more time, and we would like to decrease the amount by 200. So 200 is passed here. We are checking to see, okay, current speed is 30 minus 200. Is it larger than 0? No, because we are currently 30 kilometers per hour. We are going to reduce by 200. Is it larger than 0? No, it will be minus 170. Because this condition is not true, it is going to fall in the else part, and it is going to say that, okay, current speed equals 0, and show this message, car stopped. And now the car has stopped. And finally, when we call this, when we run this code, sorry, we exactly see what we expected. So first of all, we are creating the object, and we are having two arguments, Tesla, and the maximum speed is 200. We are having the accelerating current speed 50 because we added 50. Then we would like to add another 160. It says, no, it's not possible. The max speed is 200. So 160 plus 50 is larger than the max speed, so we are not going to accelerate. Then we are calling again, and we are going to accelerate by 10 units. We are saying that, okay, accelerating current speed is 60 because 10 plus that 50 is 60 now. Then we are going to break. So the by 30 units. So 60 was the previous current speed minus 30. The result will be 30. Then finally, we would like to break by 200 units, which is larger than what we want. So it is going to show this message, car stopped. Actually, this is how we can modify private attributes using different functions here in Python. We could also use the get speed in the meantime when we were calling for example, we could here say print and then car1.get speed. So this way we were calling the get speed function. Like, let me show a message here as well. So the current speed of the Tesla. So if I print this several times, we can see the progress of increasing or reducing the speed. So here it says the current speed is 50. Then we are accelerating, the current speed is 60. Again, the current speed is 60. We are braking, the current speed is 30, and then the car stopped. So this is the correct way to access the private attributes to have their value being printed in the output. In this example, we learned how to work with public and private attributes because the brand was public, and we modified also the private attributes that was the current speed. By accelerating or braking, we modify the value of the current speed. Thank you for watching.